Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel, Life with Lo. So today's video, guys, is going to be short and simple, going to be real sweet and short. I'm just going to be showing you guys how to crochet tighten your roots with this little crochet needle. So I just recently made a video like this on my Instagram story, and that got like a lot of feedback. So I figured for my next video, I was going to show you guys how to do it. So I'm going to just, first of all, tell y'all, like, look at my new growth, guys. Like, this is obnoxious. Okay, let me get closer so you guys can see. But guys, honestly, there is so much new growth here, guys. Can y'all see this? Okay, first of all, look at this, y'all. Like, look at all this free hair, y'all. I'm a whole loctician out here, and for my hair, like my roots to be looking like this is uncalled for. Y'all don't know that like this because I do a really good job of hiding it. But yeah, like I have so much unlocked hair, guys. I haven't been able to like properly maintain my hair the way I really want to because I just been going through it, guys, and I just was not taking care of myself for a while because I was doing everything else in the book besides taking care of me. So now I'm ready to get my hair right, get my hair back together because I have so much unlocked hair, y'all. I can make a whole new lock. Like, sad. But yeah, I just got this section over here to do. Over here, I already been working. Like, I already started. So you guys can kind of see the difference, guys. Like, y'all can see my roots over here. It's like not that much frizz over here on that side, right? As compared to this obnoxiousness over here. Like, look at this. Y'all see me? You see me, right? It's not good. Okay, no bueno, no bueno. So after I crochet tighten the roots, I just go in with the interlock needle and interlock the top of it because you can't really get that close to your scalp with this needle, in my opinion. So I'm gonna interlock it, and it's gonna end up looking like my edges, like really tight, like not going anywhere. Yeah, so this is the ultimate goal where there's just like no unlocked hair, right? It's gonna last me a good 2 months, and all I gotta do is style it in between. So yeah, guys, just stay tuned. Like I said, this is gonna be a short and sweet little video for y'all, and I hope you enjoy. So now that we've established what we're going to be doing in this video, let me just break down to y'all what a crochet tightening is. So crochet tightening is when you take this little needle right here and you go in and out of a lock, the loose hair of a lock, and you're pulling that loose hair into the middle of the lock and you're creating knots with it. So it's like instantly locking your unlocked hair. So when people get instant locks or lock extensions, this is the method that they're using. They're using the crochet needle to tighten the hairs and create a bunch of small knots in the hair. Because at one point, right, the hair is loose, and after you create a bunch of little knots in it, it's all tied together. So it makes like a cylinder lock, right? So that's essentially what it is. Now, the pros to using this crochet needle is that, one, of course, your hair is instantly locked. So you don't have to wait a long time for your hair to like completely lock, especially when you have a lot of new growth. Like a lot of new growth like this comes off of your hair not locking over like 4 or 5 month period. Like when you're not regularly maintaining it, like retwisting it every say 4 weeks, your hair is not going to be locking. Like it's just going to sit there, and you know, all of the new growth is just going to pile up on itself like it's been doing here, and you're going to have a bunch of unlocked hair. So what you want to do is, like, if you want to start retwisting it just regularly, like comb twisting or palm rolling your hair, that will take a while to catch all this unlocked hair up. So instead, you can use a little crochet needle to tighten up those hairs. So that's a pro. You could do it like instantly, like you just do it in one sitting and it'll catch all of this new growth up, right? That's a pro. Another thing is like your hair can be really frizzy. So even if some of your hair is like locking and you're not really struggling with it not locking, you just have a lot of outside hair that's loose and frizzy and being stubborn, this little needle will tie in all of that loose hair as well. So that's a plus. Another thing is if your hair texture, because of your hair texture, you might have a lock journey where your hair is really stubborn and it's not trying to lock that easily or that fast, and you're like, something needs to speed up this process, something needs to encourage this hair to start locking thoroughly, properly, right? So this little handy dandy needle will be super beneficial to those people. There are cons to using this needle, guys. The first con is if you don't know how to properly use this needle, it could be very like painful in many ways. It can be painful to your poor little fingers going in and out. You will scrape and scratch the insides of your fingers. I don't do it no more because I've learned how to control the needle, but for beginners using this needle, it can damage the insides of your fingers. And another thing, you can jab, like when you're going in and out, you might go out and go back in and jab the top of your finger, which I do from time to time. And I recently did an instant lock on a client and I just jabbed the shit out of my thumb. Like, it ain't hurt so bad. It happens to the best of us sometimes. It happens. So that's one of the cons. Another con is when you're doing it on your hair, because it's a new unfamiliar feeling, it will tingle. I'm not going to say it necessarily hurts. To some of those who are tender-headed, it might hurt, but I will say that it just has a very weird and uncomfortable feeling when you're first doing it on your scalp. You're gonna be like, ooh, what's that feeling? It's like your hair is being plucked a little bit, you know, out of your head. So that could get very uncomfortable. But honestly, after you do like 3 or 4, you ain't really gonna feel it no more. You're gonna be like, okay, it's nothing. It ain't gonna hurt that bad. So just keep going. The pain will subside and you'll start to not even realize that, you know, you're doing anything. So that's a con. Now, as far as doing this to your locks, guys, I would say be very cautious of how often you're doing this to your hair, because it can thin your hair out and break your hair if you're doing it too often. So like, you don't want to do it all the time. By all the time, guys, I mean don't do it like a regular maintenance method. That's not a good idea. Don't do it like every 4 weeks you're going in and crocheting and tightening your hair. That's not good. It's going to constantly make your hair, your locks themselves, thinner and thinner, and it's going to like break a lot of your hair. So, you know, it might lead to your lock eventually breaking at some point. It's most recommended by me that if you're going to do this at the top of your hair on your root, you stretch it out to do it like maybe every 6 months. Like stretch it out far apart so that you're only working with new, fresh hair. And if you are doing it further down on your lock to tie in frizzy hair, you shouldn't do it that often. You should probably do it like one time, because this hair is already stubborn and it's already tough hair. So you don't want to be like breaking it or doing too much to it. Just do it like one time, tie in all that frizzy hair, bring it on in, and then, you know, don't do it again for like a year. Or don't do it again for like 6 months. You know, it really just depends on the thickness of your lock. Thinner locks, don't do it too often. Thicker locks, you could probably withstand the needlework, but just play cautiously, guys. Like, be safe and cautious with your hair. The tight needle, the pulling of the hair, it could be very strenuous on your locks. So proceed with caution. Any other cons? Not that I could think of right now. It's like a really great tool. You know, it's gonna allow people to wash their hair more freely, because this needle will hurry up and lock that hair all up. It's like ideal for people, like I said, who have stubborn hair that just does not like to lock fast. My hair usually locks really fast. My hair lock, like, I ain't never really had no problem with the locking process with my hair. It locked pretty easily, pretty fast. I would just say, like I said, I had not been properly maintaining for the past like 4 or 5 months, like really since I moved, and it shows. It shows. So yeah, I'm gonna go in with this needle and just get to work, and y'all can watch me, and I'll give you guys a few more pointers and tips on how to do it, what to do, what to think about, and stuff like that. So yeah, let's get into it. So the first thing you're going to want to do is section off your lock. Make sure you've parted it properly and clip around the lock so you keep your neighboring locks out of your way. Then you're going to gather up all of the free excess hair that's around the lock and just wrap it around the lock as I've done there. When you get to the end of the free hair, this is where you will start crocheting. This will lock the loose hair into the lock. So you're just going to stick your needle into the lock, and you're going to go in and out right where the end of the free hair meets the lock. And you're going to go in and out about 3 times while rotating your lock. So in and out, in, out, 3 times, and then rotate, and then do it again. In, out, in, out, and rotate, and do it again. Then once you've tied in that loose hair at the bottom, you can go back to the root of your lock. Like I said, just make sure your neighboring hair is sectioned off and parted and clipped so it's not in your way. And take your needle and go in, out, and then rotate your lock with your fingers and go in, out, and you're pulling the hair from the outside to the inside of the lock, and you're creating little knots with the hook. You can go slow. I know I'm going fast, but you can go slow. Just go in and out, in, out, in, out with your hook, and then rotate the lock and do it again. That way you're working on different areas of the lock and not just in the same place. So you can keep doing it until you see a noticeable difference. Just keep rotating the lock, keep going in and out, in and out, in and out, rotating the lock so you can get all different sides of the lock until you feel that you've secured most of the loose hair, most of the new growth, and most of the loose hair is knotted up. As you can see here, it's a noticeable difference. It's just the root of my hair that's unlocked. Like I said, that's very hard to get, so you can start at about 1/2 inch or 1 inch away from your scalp. And then if you feel it's not loose enough, just go, or if it's not tight enough, I'm sorry, just go in and continue going in and out and rotating, in and out and rotating until you feel it's secured or locked enough. Looks pretty good to me. I'm satisfied with this one. Let's move on to another one. So again, you're going to section off the lock, just separate it from the other hair. Feel free to clip it down. Take all the free excess hair, wrap it all the way around the lock, wrap it going downward, and with your 2 fingers, grip the end of the loose hair and the lock. Stick your needle in between your fingers at that point where the loose hair ends. Stick your needle in, go in, out, in, out, in, out, and rotate the lock and do it again. So you're just going in and out, like an in and out motion. Jabbing the lock, basically going in and out, in and out, in and out, and then rotating the lock and doing it again. You could do this about 4 times in the same place, and then you can move your fingers upwards or downwards, whatever area needs to be worked on. But you're kind of like rotating the lock and doing it in 4 different places, like a north, east, south, west type of thing, to complete a full rotation. I'm going back to the root, starting at about 1/2 inch away from the scalp, going in and out of the lock, pulling the outside hair into the middle of the lock, or pulling it all the way through, really, and just rotating frequently, going in and out, making sure I'm holding the lock with 2 fingers, and in those 2 fingers, that's where the needle is going to go in at. So I'm going to hold the lock with my 2 fingers and rotate with those 2 fingers, and I'm going in and out of the lock, keeping the needle within those 2 fingers. That really helps with the control of the needle. And you don't need to press super firmly on the lock. Don't hold it too loose, but at the same time, you don't need to grip it really tight. You want the needle to be able to get inside of the lock and outside of the lock, so don't grip too tight. This will definitely take time to master and to become more fluid in doing it. Just take your time, guys. Don't hurt yourself. Wear band-aids around your fingers if you need to, so you can reduce the chance of like scraping up your fingers too much. But yep, I just like to do that little test at the top. Okay guys, so I finished my whole head. I'm feeling so much better about myself now. But yeah guys, do you see this? No more frizz. No more crazy loose hair. No more frizz. I'm looking better guys, way better. So I'm just gonna go in now and interlock the roots, which I will tell you guys all about on another video, all my tips for interlocking. But for now guys, so much better. Do you hear me? So much better. So thanks for watching guys. I really hope that was very informative for y'all. I hope that y'all were able to learn something and grab a whole lot of knowledge just out of that tutorial, so that you guys are able to do it yourselves at home. I know a lot of my clients already went as far as getting the needles, so they've definitely taken a lot of initiative and tried to crochet their own hair. So y'all go. But here just goes some tips, you know, some tips and tricks that you guys should keep in mind when you're doing it yourself, or you know, doing it on someone in your household. So yeah, so hopefully these things helped you guys and made a big difference in the way you guys crochet. So thanks for watching guys, and I will be back with another video. I definitely want to do so much more with my channel, but I just have a whole bunch of ideas and I have to kind of, you know, bring it all together somehow. Please don't mind this room guys. This is the guest room. Just ignore the lack of decor. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna get this room together eventually. I'm still working on my room next door. I want to get that fully furnished and like exactly how I want it first, and then I'll come and get this room together. But in the meantime guys, just ignore the room. But I hope you guys liked watching, and please don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe to my channel, and I'll have so much more videos in store for you guys. And see you next time guys.